ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुक्तापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथामितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहिता कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणरिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विषभानुसुरी देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So welcome to Science of Self-Realization reading. We're in the 8th chapter and we had to just start with this section, the highest love, right? Spiritual life means to be in association with the Supreme Lord and in exist in bliss and knowledge eternally. Such eternal association means to play with Krishna, to dance with and love Krishna, or Krishna can become your child, whatever you like. Unless one can love Krishna, unless one finishes with love for cats, dogs, country, nation, and society, and instead concentrates his love on Krishna, there is no question of happiness. Okay. So here in this case, Prabhupada is going to talk um, what is exactly spiritual life and what is the spiritual world. There is Vaikuntha planets. What happens over there, right? We all say that we have to take moksha, liberation. Liberation is of three kinds. Liberation is of three kinds. One is Brahman realization, where one merges into spiritual sky. Okay. Second is to see the super soul. And third is to enter Vaikuntha planets. That is Bhagavan aspect. Okay. There are three types of it. Out of which the Bhagavan aspect, the Vaikuntha planet, entering into Vaikuntha planet is the final one, after which one doesn't return. So on this topic we are going to read. So I would require a volunteer who would read one or two paragraphs and then we will discuss. Can anyone volunteer?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll read.
Okay, sure.
If one protects the tender creeper of devotional service nicely, then gradually it will produce the fruit of unalloyed love for God. Unalloyed love for God means love that is not tinged by desire for material benefit, for mere philosophical understanding, nor for fruitive results. Our unalloyed love is to know God is great, I am His part and parcel, and therefore He is my supreme lovable object. This consciousness is the highest perfection of human life and the ultimate aim of all methods of self realization. If one reaches this point, God is my only beloved, Krishna is the only lovable object, then one's life is perfect. And when one tastes that transcendental relationship with Krishna, then one feels real happiness. The devotional creeper will then be so strongly protected that just by catching hold of it, one will be able to reach the supreme destination. If one climbs steadily up a tree, one eventually comes to the very top. Similarly, if one can achieve love of Godhead by catching that devotional creeper, there is no doubt that one will reach the transcendental abode of Krishna and will associate with him personally, just as we are associating here face to face.
Okay. So first line itself tells us, that whatever devotional service we have, we need to protect it. Then love for Krishna will increase and we will ultimately reach Vaikuntha planets. Now, one may question what we should protect our devotional service from. We need to protect our own devotional creeper, right?
Yes.
What we should protect it from?
From material desires.
Yes, material desires. Why?
If we have material desires, we will entangle with that only. That bondage, karma bondage also there.
Yeah, if we have material desires, we won't desire to go back home, back to Godhead.
Yes. Yeah.
We will desire here only to live here nicely with a big bank balance, nice family, or in the Swargaloka. See, demigods also devotees, but they have material desires. That's why not all demigods go back home, back to Godhead. Okay, they have material desires. They want to enjoy the material world, so they remain. Okay, then from what are other things that we need to protect our devotion service?
Karma cycle, action and reaction. That bondage will and birth
Yeah,
and death cycle is will be repeating in that birth and death cycle.
yeah, that is because of material desires only.
Yes. Yes. From illusion, from Maya, we have to protect our devotional.
We have anarthas: lust, greed, anger. We need to control this, otherwise they will take away our devotion service. Third is Vaishnav Aparad, offenses to devotees. This will destroy the growth of our devotional service. And the example for that is given as mad elephant offense. Mad elephant tramples, all plants in the garden. So that's how it will destroy. Now, Vaishnav Aparad means what? Vaishnav Aparad is offenses to the devotees. So if we offend the devotees, if we tell bad things, if we do bad things to devotees, okay, if we are envious of devotees and we do bad things to them, then that is offense. Okay, in simple words. For that, we have to seek forgiveness from that devotee. If that devotee doesn't give forgiveness, then we should do tapasya. We should try to serve that devotee so that he becomes pleased. Or we can do tapasya. Okay, if that devotee is not pleased or if he's no more in the planet. So this is a very big thing, Vaishnava Aparadha. Anything more? Then we have to protect our devotion service from Mayavad philosophy. What is that? You can become God. Some devotees, they may fall down to this kind of philosophical explanation and they think that they are doing bhakti but ultimately they want to become God. So we have to protect our devotions from this attitude. Then we have to protect from byproducts of bhakti. What are the byproducts of bhakti? Name and fame and resources. You know, when we do bhakti, we may become famous. we get some resources, people under her or wealth or something, and that may deviate us from pure devotional service. So we have to protect it from that also. Getting?
Yes, Prabhu.
Anything more? Ten offenses to the holy name. I won't go into detail, but this is also very important. 10 offenses to the holy name. In that, Vaishnava Aparad is there. In that, Guru Aparad is there. In that, offenses to the Shastra is there. In that, interpreting wrongly, committing offenses on the strength of the holy name, still having material desires, like that. Now we have to protect our devotional service from all these weeds. Okay. Now question is, if we protect, is it enough? No, right? We have to, how to nourish devotional service. Let's discuss about that also. Anything you think can nourish our devotional service?
Take the shelter of Guru.
Hmm. Good. Accept Guru and serve Guru. Okay. Anything more? What will nourish our devotional service?
Regularly doing sadhana practice.
What all is there in sadhana?
Shravanam, Kirtanam.
Okay. Good. Those points are there. Then in Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami specifies um, 62 articles, I think so, of devotional service. It's very interesting. You see, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Devotion. Yeah. First stage, items of devotional service, I think. Yeah, 5 potent forms of devotional service. Okay, let's see this. 5 potent forms. Okay, we'll discuss this further aspects of. Okay, 11th, further aspects of transcendental service. Oh, okay. 12. How to discharge devotional service. Okay. How to discharge devotional service. Huh. 9. Okay, in this chapter, there is a big list that is given. 44. So all these, items are 64 items of devotional service. Okay, there are 64 items of devotional service, but out of these 64 items, there are 5 items which are very important, and that we should not miss. Namely, worshipping the deity, Krishna's deity. Okay, hearing Shrimad Bhagavatam regularly, associating among devotees, among Guru, and doing service. Sankirtan, that is chanting the holy name, and living in a holy place or making our home a holy place. So all these things nourish devotional creeper. and avoid 10 offenses to the holy name. Okay, so this is how we nourish devotional service. Okay, got it? Remember these 5 things: worshipping the deity, hearing Shrimad Bhagavatam, associating and serving among deity devotees, holy name, chanting the holy name, and living in holy places like Mathura, or making our house Mathura, or visiting temples of Krishna in ISKCON, which is like Mathura. Okay, any questions on this? Any questions?
No problem.
Okay, so we'll get back to our reading. We are in 8th. Okay, so we completed this paragraph. Yeah, continue reading this.
Yes, sir. God is not fictional or imaginary. He is real as we are. Actually, we are under illusion. We are living as if this body were our factual self, although this body is not at all reality, but only a temporary manifestation. We dare to presume that there is no God or that he has no form. This mental speculation is due to pure fund of knowledge. Lord Krishna and his abode exist, and one can go there, reach him, and associate with him. That is a fact. Spiritual life means to be in association with the Supreme Lord and to exist in bliss and knowledge eternally. Such eternal association means to play with Krishna, to dance with and love Krishna, or Krishna can become your child, whatever you like. There are 5 primary relationships with Krishna: as a passive devotee, as a servant, as a friend, as a parent, and as a lover. The cows in Krishna's abode are also liberated souls. They are called Surabhi cows. There are many popular pictures showing how Krishna loves the cows, how he embraces and kisses them. That passive relationship with Krishna is called Santha. Their perfect happiness is achieved when Krishna comes and simply touches them. Other devotees are inclined to actually give service. They think Krishna wants to sit down. I will arrange a place for him. Krishna wants to eat. I will get him some nice food. And they actually make these arrangements. Other devotees play with Krishna as friends on equal terms. They do not know that Krishna is God. To them, Krishna is their lovable friend, and they cannot forget him for a moment. All day and all night they think of Krishna. At night, when they are sleeping, they think, "Oh, in the morning I shall go and play with Krishna." And in the morning, they go to Krishna's house and stand by while Krishna is decorated by his mother before going out to play with his friends in the fields. This is no other there is no other activity in Krishna loka, Krishna's abode. There is no industry, no rushing to the office or any such nonsense. There is sufficient milk and butter, and everyone eats plentifully. Krishna is very fond of his friends, and sometimes he enjoys stealing butter for them. And one can actually live this way, and that is the perfection of existence. We should hanker for that perfectional stage of life. Krishna consciousness is the process to attain it. But as long as one has even a slight attachment for this material world,
Stop,
one
stop,
has
stop.
is
Now, what happens in the spiritual world? What happens in Vaikuntha planets? Here is what. So, Vaikuntha planet is spiritual world where Krishna is living. Okay, God's abode. What happens over there? Any idea?
we can associate with him. We can do the service to Krishna.
So there are five kinds of ways of doing service to Krishna.
Yes.
One is a passive devotee, another is a servant, as a friend, as a parent, and as a lover. Okay, there are five ways. So, as a passive devotee, it is called Shantaras. Here, Prabhupada gave the examples of Surabhi cow. Other examples are like his flute, hmm, his clothes, etc. Flute, I'll take. Okay. Even the birds, trees. So Krishna touches them. They serve him by giving them fruit and all that. As a servant, one can serve Krishna as his friend, like Arjuna, and so many others like Sudama. So many sakhas are
Yes.
there.
Dasya rasa.
Oh, this is a servant. Okay. This is called Dasaras. Here, famous example is Hanuman. There is no servant like Hanuman. Hanuman, Garuda, Sudarshan, all that. As a friend, one can serve Krishna. As a parent, one can serve Krishna like Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, Devaki. And as a lover, like Lakshmi, Radharani, Gopis. Okay. So here what happens is our devotional service, first we become the servant of Krishna and we like to serve him. When that devotional service intensifies and we want to serve him as a servant, then Dasaras is there. And it intensifies more in some devotees. They want to serve Krishna as a friend. It intensifies more than that. They want to protect Krishna like a parent. Here Vidura also comes. And then they want to love Krishna as a lover, like Lakshmi, Radharani, Gopis. So, uh, there is.
To feel those rasas, do we have the body, Prabhu, there in the Vaikuntha?
Yeah, I will explain.
Okay.
So, in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about this. Urdhamulam adashakam ashwattam prahuravayam chandam siyasa parnani yastam veda savedavat. If you see here, we also have these kind of relationships. Dasara, servant and parental and lover and all that. But are we happy with all those relationships? Hmm?
No, not all the times. Maybe sometimes we feel
Sometimes,
so.
right. So, what Krishna says is this material world is a reflection of the real spiritual world. So, if it is a reflection, things are very dual in nature, things are temporary here. So, we may also have, kind of these relationship with somebody, but it is very temporary and it sometimes gives us pain and sometimes gives us pleasure. But in the spiritual world, everything is absolute. So, there, even if there is anger, it gives pleasure. See, anger in material world, does it give pleasure? Let's say your parents become angry on you. Do you feel pleasure? You will feel happiness? No, right? But in the spiritual world, when Yashoda becomes more angry on Krishna, it gives more pleasure to Krishna, right? The reason for is in this world we show these feelings of anger, lust, and greed with enviousness, with malice. I want to do something bad to the other person. But in the spiritual world, those feelings are expressed with love. They are controlled with love. They are exhibiting love, they are absorbed in love. So even anger is out of love. Just like, a parent may sometimes get angry on their baby child, but do they really get angry on the baby?
No.
No, right? It is just a show of anger.
Yes.
And how the baby responds? The baby laughs.
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes that anger of parent is happiness. And when the baby grows up as a toddler and then the parent gets angry on the toddler, do the toddler laughs? No.
No.
So
Okay.
there he understands that this anger is real anger. Okay. My parent may hit me. But in the spiritual world, the anger is still controlled by love. So in the spiritual world, it is like absolute. Absolute means what? It's a modulus of minus 1. What is modulus of minus 1 in mathematics? 1. And what is modulus of 1? It is 1. So whether a negative feeling is expressed or a positive feeling is expressed, the result is always positive. But in the material world, it is not like that. This modulus doesn't exist. In the material world, there is duality. A minus 1 will be minus 1, a plus 1 will be plus 1. Okay. Now coming to your question, in the spiritual world we won't have this material body. Okay, we will have a spiritual body and we will serve Krishna in that spiritual body. And the shastras say that we already, when we are part and parcel of Krishna, so we are already fixed rasa with Krishna. When we become pure devotees, come back to Godhead, then that rasa is revealed. We get that kind of body and we serve Krishna eternally there. Okay, does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Any other questions? But as long as one even has a slight attachment to this material world, one has to remain here. Krishna is very strict. He does not allow anyone to enter into his association who has any tinge of material conception of life. Bhakti must be free from material contamination. Do not think I am very learned scholar. I shall find out what is absolute by mental speculation. That is nonsense. One can go on and speculate and never find the sources of all sources. So one of the things that we have to protect our devotional service is, I said Mayavad philosophy. There are other things also. Jnana and Jnana and Jnana Karmadi Unavritta. Okay. And Vibhutis. So Jnana means what? Lot of knowledge. Okay, lot of knowledge, lot of dry speculation. That doesn't help us in serving Krishna. That may make us proud. Okay, that may make us proud. And vibhutis is what? Sometimes in Dhyan Yoga we may get vibhutis. Vibhutis is like powers to become smaller than the smallest, prapti power. These Dhyan Yogis, they sometimes can get something from other place, or they can produce something, some ash from their body. Hmm? They can travel different planets. So all these things looks and hears very nice. One can live many years, not die. These vibhutis are there, powerful potencies. So they may also deviate us from devotional service. So what all the tinge of material contamination is these vibhutis, jnana, these are also material contaminations. Okay. It is said in Brahma Samhita, one can go on and on speculating about absolute truth for millions and millions of years and still it will not be revealed. One can rot in this material world as he is and can go on speculating, but that is not the right process. Here is the process. Bhakti Yoga. Lord Chaitanya says that to render devotional service to Krishna is the highest perfectional stage of life. Lord Chaitanya says, does Krishna says this? Does Krishna says this? Because sometimes some may say Lord Chaitanya is a saint. We may know that Lord Chaitanya, is Krishna's incarnation, hidden incarnation. But some people may say he's a saint. So, is in Shastra it is said somewhere that devotional service to Krishna is the highest perfectional stage of life. Which Shastra says
In,
that?
in Bhagavad Gita,
Where in Bhagavad Gita?
Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru.
Yeah, that verse is also there. There are many verses. Bhaktya mam abhijananti yavachasmasi tattvataha. Okay, there are many verses. Let me see. Only by devotional service you can know to me. Okay, this is Bhaktya mam. Translation. I think it will find out. There's one verse, Bhaktya mam abhijananti. Bhaktya mam abhijananti. Only by devotion says I can know. Bhaktya mam abhijananti. Yeah, this one. Bhaktya mam abhijananti yavajaschasmi tattvataha tattva mam tattva nyatva visite tat anantaram. One can understand me as I am only by devotion service. I'm, I'm in a meeting. Just hold on, please. Hello. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So yeah, so here Krishna also says only by devotion service you can come to know, and then you can enter into devotion service, enter into kingdom of God only by devotion service. Okay, so there are many pramanas in Bhagavad Gita itself. There is a lot of pramanas. Uh, okay, so therefore Lord Chaitanya, when Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya, he said devotion service. And compared to this, other things for which people are hankering in this world are like bubbles in the ocean. Generally, people are after rewards. Therefore, they become religious. They say, I am Hindu, Christian, Jew, Mohammedan, I am this, I am that. And therefore, I cannot change my religion. I cannot accept Krishna. That is called religiosity, dharma. With such a materialistic sectarian idea of religion, they will rot in this material world, stuck to its ritual and faith. They are under the impression that if they follow this religious principle, they will get material prosperity. Of course, if one stuck to any kind of religious faith, he will get facilities for material life. Why do people want this material prosperity? For sense gratification, to enjoy in this world. They are thinking, I shall have nice wife, good children, I shall have good post, I shall become president, I shall become prime minister. That is sense gratification. I'll be happy living like that. And when one is frustrated and seems to be rich and to attain the presidency, one cannot give him happiness. After squeezing out all the taste of sex life, when he's completely frustrated, then he perhaps take to LSD, that is drugs, and tries to become one with the void. But this nonsense cannot give happiness. Here, the happiness one must approach Krishna. Otherwise, it will end in LSD, confusion, roaming in impersonal void concepts. People are frustrated. They must be frustrated if they do not have genuine spiritual life because a person is spiritual by nature. How can anyone be happy without Krishna? Suppose one is thrown into ocean, how can be happy there? That is not for us. One may be very good swimmer, but how long can he swim? Eventually he will become tired and drown. Similarly, we are spiritual by nature. How can we be happy in this material world? Can a fish be happy on the land? No, right? It needs water. It needs to be in the ocean or the river, right? Then only it can be happy. Similarly, we are spiritual and we are living in this material world. Okay, we are living in this material world, which is reflection. Can we be happy? If I see some mango here in the reflection, will I ever get the mango? If I dive into this pond, will I ever get the mango?
No, Prabhu, we won't.
So will I ever be happy?
No.
No, na. So there is no happiness. So we have to climb up, go to the root, and then go back to God, the Godhead, to get the real fruit. In the reflection, it is only Shruti Sukha. Shruti Sukha. Shruti Sukha means what? It is heard that you will be happy. Like, previously parents used to say children, oh, just complete your graduation, just complete your engineering, just get one simple job, and the child gets everything. Is he happy?
No.
They will say, okay, marriage. After marriage, you'll be happy. Is it like that?
No, it's a never-ending process.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, I won't go further. See, the experience in this material world is sometimes happiness, sometimes distress. Okay, it is not like always, but most of the time it is distress only, right? Most of the time. So, if most of the time, therefore, Shastras may say it is all times. That's why Shastra may say like that. But the point is, there is happiness, there is distress. Both are there. Um, here. So, how can we be fully happy or we can be eternally happy in this material world? We cannot be. No, it is not possible. We cannot be eternally happy in this material world. But men are trying to remain here, making so many temporary adjustments for survival. This patchwork is not happiness. Patchwork we are doing. Interesting word, patchwork. What does patchwork means? In Hindi, it is called jugaad. What does patchwork means? What does patchwork means? There's no cotton. There's no. Go back. Go back. Papa, you come down for me. There's a lot of luggage with him. Yeah. I'll come. I'll come. Okay. Patchwork means it is not a complete solution. Okay, it is a temporary solution. Now, suppose you are feeling hot.
It's from on the roads also, mainly on the road work they will do patchwork.
Yeah. Potholes, right?
Not the complete road they won't build. They'll just fill the
Yeah.
holes
So it is
sometimes.
patchwork. It won't.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
won't last long. See, if we are feeling hot, we may build. We may install a AC, and we may feel happy. But does the heat go away? Does the summer go away? No, it is still there. So that is called as patchwork. We are doing all patchwork only. We may get some happiness, but not eternal happiness. If one really wants to be happy, really wants happiness, here is the process. One must attain love of Godhead. Unless one can love Krishna, unless one finishes with love for cats, dogs, countries, nation, and society, and instead concentrates his love on Krishna, there is no question of happiness. Rupa Goswami has given a very nice example in this regard. There are many drugs that saturate one with ideas and hallucination. But Rupa Goswami says that unless one tastes the final drug of love of God and Krishna Prem, he will have to be captivated by meditation, impersonal, monism, and so many other distractions. So, Krishna Prem is the last thing that we need to experience. After this, eternal life. Okay, can somebody read? Can somebody read?
Yes, Rose, I'll go. If anyone wants to, if other people want to read, okay, otherwise I'll go ahead. Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes that to attain unalloyed love of Krishna, one has to execute devotional service or Krishna consciousness. One has to engage oneself exclusively in serving Krishna. The highest perfectional stage of unalloyed devotion is to be free from all material desires, all mental speculation, and all fruitive activities. The basic principle of unalloyed devotion is that one cannot maintain any desire other than to become fully Krishna conscious. Even if one knows that all other forms of God are also Krishna, one should not worship any other form but should concentrate on the Krishna form. Krishna has many forms, but one only has to worship Krishna in his form with the flute, as in the Radha Krishna deity. Simply concentrate on that form, and all mental speculation and fruitive activities will fall away. One has to cultivate Krishna consciousness favorably, and that means to execute service by which Krishna becomes satisfied. Krishna consciousness is not attained by manufacturing one's own way. I may think that I am doing something in Krishna consciousness, but who has sanctioned it? For instance, in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna hesitated to fight for certain moral reasons, but he was viewing the situation from the platform of fruitive activities on which one has to enjoy or suffer the results. He was considering that if he killed his family members, he would then be subjected to many reactions. This conclusion, however, was not sanctioned by Krishna. The law of action and reaction in the material world is called karma, but devotional service transcends karma.
Okay. So we cannot manufacture what is bhakti. We have to take from the shastras. We have to take from the shastra. That is very important. Yeah, continue reading this.
Yes, Lord. Unalloyed love must be free of all tinges of fruitive activities, karma, and all tinges of mental speculation and material desire. That unalloyed devotional service should be favorably fixed on Krishna. Favorably means in accordance with that he desires, in accordance with what he desires. Krishna desired that the battle of Kurukshetra take place. It was all arranged by him. Arjuna was told, "You are thinking in your own way, but even if you do not fight, rest assured that because it has been arranged by me, none of these warriors who are assembled here are going back to their homes. They will be killed here. It has already been arranged. God's desire is such that one cannot change it."
Actually, just hold on, okay?
Yes,
Uh, I'll come in 2 minutes. Just hold on.
yes, Prabhu.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, we are able to hear.
Okay, sorry for the interruption. Uh, you read this whole thing?
Yes, Prabhu, I read this. Whatever you have highlighted, no, no, not the whole entire
Okay,
para,
okay.
till you
So see
highlighted.
here, Arjuna, he was thinking not to fight because he didn't want his family members to die. But Krishna's desire was that they be killed because they are on the path of adharma. So he says, you become the instrument and do your duty. Hmm? And when Arjuna understood Krishna is Supreme Lord, then he followed what he said. Right? Read for me. God's desire.
Yes, Prabhu. God's desire is such that one cannot change it. Krishna has two qualities. He can protect and he can also kill. If he wants to kill someone, there is no power in the world that can protect him. And if he protects someone, there is no power in the world that can kill him. Krishna's desire is supreme. Therefore, we have to dovetail our desires with Krishna's. Whatever Krishna desires, no one can make null and void because he is the supreme Lord. Therefore, our duty is to dovetail our acts with Krishna's desire, not to manufacture an action and then declare, I am doing this action in Krishna consciousness. We have to be very careful to ascertain whether Krishna actually wants it. Such authorized knowledge is instructed by the representative of Krishna. In our prayers of praise to the spiritual master, we are singing daily. If the spiritual master is satisfied, then God will be satisfied. And if one dissatisfies his spiritual master, then there is no way for him to please God. Therefore, as far as possible, one has to execute the order of one's spiritual master. That will enable one to progress. That is the essence of the favorable execution of Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, so accepting Guru and serving Guru, listening from Guru, that is the key to advance in spiritual life. Okay, there
Yes.
is
Yeah, that Yasya
no option.
Prasada, Bhagavat Prasada, right? That song only.
Yes, yes.
uh, Okay, in my old days, I have come to America and I am trying to teach Krishna consciousness because my spiritual master gave me an order that I must do it. It is my duty. I do not know whether I shall be a success or failure. It doesn't matter. My duty is completed if I can present before you whatever I have heard from my spiritual master. This is called the favorable execution of Krishna consciousness. Those who are actually serious should take the order of Krishna through the representative of Krishna as their entire life and soul. One who sticks to this principle is sure to progress. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke in that way, and my spiritual master used to say, the spiritual master is the transparent medium. For example, I can see the letters of this book very nicely through these transparent eyeglasses, without which I cannot see because my eyes are defective. Similarly, our senses are all defective. We cannot see God with these eyes. We cannot hear Hare Krishna with these ears. We cannot do anything without the medium of the spiritual master. Just as a defective eye cannot see without the medium of spectacles. So one cannot approach the Supreme Lord without the transparent medium of the spiritual
Spiritual
master.
master.
Transparent means that the medium must be free of contamination. If it is transparent, one can see through it.
Okay. So, so yes, we have to serve the spiritual master, and the spiritual master should be transparent. Spiritual master should not add any contamination. He should be in the proper sampradaya and should tell the knowledge as it is, not that he should change it. Okay, he should not change the tattva. He should follow what he's saying. and he should be true to his words. That is what it means by transparent. Otherwise, the disciplic line will be broken, and then Krishna has to send another representative, or he has to come himself to re-establish it. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata. I come again and again millennium, to establish this transparency and give the Vedic knowledge. Ultimately, how to perform devotional service to get back home, back to God. So let's stop here. Any questions or comments?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So no questions or comments, then we can stop here. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.